Let's talk about the new Galvanized mods. Galvanized Steel, Elementalist, and Reflex. The acquisition is the same as any other Galvanized in the game. You're going to the arbitration vendor and you can grab yourself a copy for 20 steel essence. Galvanized Steel, 110% critical chance, and at max stacks is going to be 120% critical damage. That's pretty much having a vital sense for your melee. You know, it's even more than the own organ shatter, which is the one for the melee, which I think it's 90%. Here is a big trade because the true steel is 120%, but the sacrificial one goes above 200. So yeah, the min maxing will go crazy here. Galvanized Elementalist, 80% status damage, and at max stacks, 120% status chance. Amazing. Galvanized Reflex, which is kind of weird. 50% heavy attack efficiency and a total of 80 max combo, which is gonna put your base combo at 5 times, which is great. Other than that, the Galvanized Steel, I think it's gonna be pretty crazy because it's gonna be a lot of min maxing. It's hard to tell when you're gonna use it or not. Depends on the build, depends on what you intend for the weapon to do. If you're gonna wanna trade your sacrificial steel for galvanized steel. I think someone's gonna make a video better detailing stuff like this, someone like engineer. But I think for a general rule, maybe you wanna use this when you have a lot of critical damage and a considerable amount of critical chance. Because, you know, if you have just enough critical chance to allow your weapon to actually crit and you have a massive crit damage, that might just be better than forcing some more critical damage into the weapon that it is even not even gonna put you in an above tier of critical. Let's say it's not gonna make using sacrificial steel, it's not gonna make your weapon to orange crit, then you're probably better using galvanized steel. Galvanized Elementalist is amazing. You're losing 10% of status damage to get 120% status chance, which is amazing. Some weapons and builds you just don't know from where the F you're gonna get out more status chance, and some weapons just need it. So this is gonna be really good. Galvanized Reflex is kind of surprising. Like, why would they put something like this on the Reflex? Because with Tennokai, this is feels even worse to be using this on your build, and we got another Reflex recently. We got a radiation and heavy attack efficiency from the Sanctum Anatomica, so this is really weird. But weapon at 5 times, feels great, especially for the that ceramic dagger. You can get it up pretty good now. Maybe the 12 times with everything modded and without a ribbon. I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, talking about Elementalist, you guys might remember a specific Exodia Contagion build that I used back in the day, a status Exodia Contagion. That build was kind of a nightmare because it was very inconsistent. I was using slash and only applying it on the direct hit because there's no IPS on the explosion. So now I'm actually getting even more status because of that mod, and it's obviously not even close to the most ideal or best thing in the world, but it is. This build is better now because of it. That's just that's cool. That's cool to have. This build right here. Yeah, the Riven, even the Riven doesn't make it as good for to get the heat procs, on the direct hit. But yeah, here is the Elementalist. I was trying out also for a weapon. Now getting into Reflex. I'm actually using both here. I had to remove my sacrificial steel from here to put in my galvanized reflex. So my critical chance is effed, but the galvanized here is gonna be interesting. To, you know, I had corrupt charge. I think that for a lot of weapons, you're just gonna trade your corrupt charge for this new mod, for galvanized reflex. Especially like, you know, the Arum Spinoza, it's applying a lot of how's it even call it? It's toxin with its darts, and then I'm hitting it with afflictions, and they're just dropping dead. So that's great. Yeah, that's how it goes. The reflex is allowing this to work much better. You can see that when I started, it was pretty slow, but now, as I hit and apply the afflictions, the dot is just crazy. You go from 2 millions, easy 2 millions, sometimes even more. 6 million, yeah, pretty good. As really for the sacrificial, the galvanized steel, I don't know where you'll want to use that. Maybe a case like this, where you just want enough critical, but the critical damage is better. I don't know. It's still something you need to study a bit before putting it in your build to see if it's gonna be a gain or not. I think that's still something to try out and determine. Yeah, that's it. Good addition to the game. Yeah, leave it a like, subscribe, and peace.
Till next time.